What's going on, guys? Ben here, Enos Tech, and today we're taking a look at the Azolt gCrusdaer half mechanical keyboard. Now, I know some of you are wondering what type that is. It's actually a half mechanical switch. So it pretty much has the mechanical axis with the interchangeable keycaps, a cover, a silicone layer, and a waterproof conductive film, which should be good. So it should hopefully mean that the keyboard is waterproof as well, but we'll cover that in a bit. Has a nice design to it here. I've been using it here for a couple weeks now. I have to say I'm actually quite impressed with it. Half mechanical switches do come with a few downsides, but overall, when you factor in the price, you can't complain at all. But before I sit here and ramble on too much, as I always do, why don't we have a closer look at the keyboard itself. So here it is, the gCrusdaer by our friends over at Azolt. I do apologize as I don't pronounce things properly. I know this, and that's my fault. But anyways, as mentioned, this keyboard features half mechanical switches, which will go a bit more in depth about in the written review to keep this video down. As you can see, it currently doesn't have any lights on, but it does have a nice backlighting system, which is easily controlled by this button here. To the right of the function key, there are 3 different colors. You have red, blue, and purple. And it's not a per key effect, it's just the whole keyboard. You get red, blue, and purple. Then you can, of course, also as you can see, you can make it breathe between the different colors and whatnot, so that's always nice. And then, of course, we have the illuminated color that just stays one color. You can also control the brightness of the lighting. Let me just see which one. Probably the red. By the function, you need a page down or page up, depending on your desired effect. One thing I will say that's a bit of a shame that I will show you guys is these half mechanical switches don't have their own LED backlighting. The LED backlighting is actually part of the keyboard design, and there's a white plate kind of behind the switches and behind all the keys that lights up, which illuminates the keys, which while it looks nice, when it's really dark, the keys don't actually illuminate that great themselves. Trying to see the letters on each individual key isn't great. You can see them, but it could be a bit brighter and a bit easier. Especially as it is a backlit keyboard, it would be a little bit nicer to have seen them a bit more. Up on the top right here is a nice a volume wheel. Now, when I first saw it, I was hoping it was just going to be one of them wheels like you could just go and turn it and it would turn the volume up or down, but it's not quite like that. It's got it's spring loaded, so if you kind of rock it to the right, it'll turn the volume up a couple kicks, or if you hold it there, it'll do that, and if you kind of move it to the left, it'll turn the volume down. Of course, this keyboard does also feature the Windows lock function, which a lot of gaming keyboards are coming with. Pretty much, if you're going to call yourself a gaming keyboard in 2016, you need to have this feature. You simply just hit the function key and the Windows key, and it's locked. And the way this keyboard displays that is there's actually an LED light up here. As you can see, there are 4 of them, and this third one here that's illuminated is the Windows lock key. So if I go ahead and unlock it, as you can see, the LED goes off. Another thing to note is the scroll lock doesn't actually have a light up here. That is because Azolt have gone ahead and replaced the scroll lock with a Windows lock key, and there's also a light for a record key. Now, over here on the left hand side, as you can hopefully see, get a bit better in the frame there, are 4 macro keys. The top one, the 5th key up here, is the actual record key. So you're going to go and hit this, hit the macro key, record your macros. However, we'll go in a bit more detail on how to do that in the written review. Hit your macro key, set your key, boom. And the way, of course, you'll need to know it's recording. So as you can see here, when you hit that record key, it starts blinking on the record light, so you know everything's set up and going. There's a great few features across the function keys. We have the sound controls here, play, stop, pause on the F5 through F8, open Internet Explorer, emails, locks, and all that type of stuff. And that's pretty much it. It does feature a couple nice lights around the edges here that do illuminate a bit, depending on what color backlighting you've set, which look quite nice. I'll take some bit better pictures of those in the written part of the review as well. And it has a nice light blue metal casing, which I quite like. It's got the nice silver hex screws here holding the casing onto the keyboard, and it looks like it should be easily removable if you decided you wanted to mod it or do something like that. Overall, it's a good keyboard for what it is, what it's designed to be, and I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I don't have any complaints. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video here as we're starting to hit that 5-6 minute mark. And I'm going to finish up the written review. Like I said, there'll be more detailed pictures. So for those of you that are interested, please make sure to check back for the review on enistech.com. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned in the future for more content.